So this week is Parshas Shmini, and I have a couple of very, very fascinating thoughts to share with you for Parshas Shmini. We begin with the Ber Yosef, Rav Yosef Salant, an absolutely magnificent thought that he proposes as we begin the Parsha. It's a long piece, but it puts many, many things together, and it just is absolutely magnificent. And he begins with the beginning of the parsha, Vahi bayom hashmini kara Moshe la'Aaron ulvanav v'ziknei Yisrael. And on the eighth day, Moshe called Aaron and Aaron's sons and to the Zikanim, Vayomer la'Aaron, and Moshe says to Aaron, Kach l'cha egel ben bakar l'chatas, take a calf as a korban chatas, Vel b'nei Yisrael to daber lemor, and to b'nei Yisrael, you should say, he told Aaron to say to them, we'll get back to that in a minute, Kachu se'irizim l'chatas, you have to take a se'irizim, a goat as a chatas, ve'egel, and a ram, ve'cheves, and a lamb, b'nei shana, tamimim la'ola, as a korban ola. So Rashi says, Kach l'cha egel, you, Aaron, take an egel, lahodio, to make known to him, to Aaron, shemechaper lo hakadosh baruch hu al yidei egel zeh al maaseh egel shasa. This egel, this calf that he's bringing on the eighth day of the Miluim, on the inauguration day of the Mishkan, is coming as a sign, as a symbol that the Cheta Egel was forgiven by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ubesifra, rather, Khan, in the Medrash here, Vahuva Baramban, and you can see it in the Ramban. The Ramban quotes the Medrash, which says, why was it that Klal Yisrael had to bring more than Aaron brought? Aaron is bringing an egel as a chatas, and Bnei Yisrael taking a series of chatas and an egel v'chesev as an ola. Why was it? Ella Amar Lahem. This is what Aaron is to say to Klal Yisrael. The Medrash says, Atem yesh b'yedchem b'tchila v'yesh b'yedchem b'sof. You have something that you need to atone for at the beginning, and something you have to atone for at the end. Yesh b'yedchem b'tchila. What happened at the beginning? Vayishchatu sirizim. You shechted a goat. And where's that pasuk? That's by Mechiras Yosef. When Yosef was sold and they wanted to tell Yaakov Avinu that something happened to Yosef, they shechted a goat, they dipped his ksonas pasim, the coat of many colors, in the blood of the goat, and they brought it to Yaakov, and they said, Tarof Taraf Yosef, he was devoured and ripped apart by a wild beast. So they, because of that incident that they do, they have to bring a serizim, and you also had something else you did at the end. That you did at the beginning, this you did at the end, Egel Masecha. So Yavo serizim mechaper maseizim, you have to bring the seirizim, the goat, to be mechaper on that event. The Yavo Egel v'yachaper lamasa Egel, and you have to bring the calf to be mechaper on the Egel. So that's the medrash. So let's see what the Ber Yosef, how he's going to set up his, again, magnificent understanding of this event in general and specifically what's going on here. Line number one, we begin. V'yesh lahavin bazeh. We have to understand here, Aleph. First thing we have to understand, he's going to ask three major questions on what's going on here. Question number one. What was the point of calling specifically the Zikanim? What do they have to do here? It says, if you look back at the pasuk, Kara Moshe Aaron ulavanav ziknei Yisrael. Okay, he says, I want you to call Aaron and his sons to the Zikanim. And then he says to Aaron, I want you to take an egel, and ve'el b'nei Yisrael to daber lemor, and to b'nei Yisrael you tell them that. Well, what are the Zikanim doing? They're standing there. What was the point of them coming into this conversation, to this event? Okay, lo diber imam shum davar. There was nothing that was said directly to them. V'Rashi perish b'zer. Rashi says, look in pasuk aleph, lashmihem, the purpose of them coming. Rashi's bothered by this, and Rashi says, Shal pi adibur Aaron nichnas u'mishamesh v'kuna gedola. Rashi said that he wants them there that they should realize that Aaron is only serving as the Kohen Gadol because HaKadosh Baruch Hu appointed him, and not because he decided to come in by himself. So that's what Rashi says. But all the Mefarshim ask on Rashi, look back in last week's Parsha, in Parsha Sav, where it says, quote, everybody had to come and congregate in front of the Ol Moed. Moshe did, he gathered everybody together. And Moshe said, this is what Hashem commanded Lasos. Perish Rashi Sham, look back in Parshas Tzav. What does Rashi say there? We're here on line 11. Zehadavar. Whatever you see I'm doing, whatever the process here, whatever is happening today, HaKadosh Baruch Hu commanded me to do. I'm not making it up. Aaron's not making it up. We're doing it al pi Hashem. Don't say I'm doing it for my own honor and the honor of my brother. Ad Khan. To which the Ber Yosef now continues, Imkain. So we've already done that. They've already been congregated in front to make sure that everybody knows it was done through the commandment of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They weren't doing it on their own. And here Rashi says that's why he specifically called the Zakanim to come at this moment on the 8th day. But we know that already, okay? But Medrash Rabbakan, the Medrash here says something very interesting. Amar Rabbi Akiva, Rabbi Akiva said, Nimshalu Yisrael la'of. Klal Yisrael is compared to a bird. Maha'of hazeh eino parech b'lo knafayim. Just as a bird cannot fly without its wings, Kach Yisrael ein yecholam lasos davar chutz miziknehem. So Klal Yisrael can never do anything without their elders. Ad Khan. That's the Medrash. Says Rav Yosef Salant, V'tzorach gamken be'er. We need to understand this. Since everything Moshe did was by the script, Moshe is not ad-libbing, Moshe is not doing anything on his own, everything is what HaKadosh Baruch Hu said. Then what does that mean? That they can't do anything without their ziknehem, without their elders. Because they're doing everything what Hashem said. So what's the pshat in the Medrash that we need the Zakanim, we can't do anything out with the Zakanim? What we're doing what Hashem wants, what Hashem says to do. So what does the Zakanim have to do here? That's question number one in trying to understand what's going on here. Bays, question number two, says the Ber Yosef, right here. Mahatam Shamar Moshe al Aaron vel b'nei Yisrael daber limor kuzirizim. Why did Moshe tell Aaron to tell Bnei Yisrael to take a goat? Lama tziva la'Aaron shehu yihiyeh hametzuva kan es Bnei Yisrael v'lo tziva osa Moshe ba'atzmo. It's interesting that Moshe calls Aaron and he tells Aaron, I want you to tell Bnei Yisrael to take the goat. Why Aaron? Why is Aaron the one who's telling Bnei Yisrael that they have to bring the goat to be mechaper on the Mechiras Yosef? And Gimel, third question here, we have to understand the Medrash that we quoted Rabbi Akiva earlier about the bird flying. Sorry, not that Medrash. That was the Medrash of Rabbi Akiva. The Safra up here in the that quoted, the Ramban quoted, sorry, that Medrash that said we have Mechiras Yosef, so says, that's the correct shot. Yesh lavim b'divrei hasifra amuv aleim ma inyan chait mechiras Yosef pekan v'im be'emes tzricha machshav kapara mechiras Yosef im ken kasha lo gam Aaron yitzor kapara zu shehu gam ken b'nei banav shel Levi she'yika b'mechirasa. What does Mechiras Yosef have to do with the inauguration of the Mishkan? You're putting two things together which apparently might not have any connection. And if you're telling me that it's important now to be mechaper on Mechiras Yosef, we have to atone for that terrible sin, and Aaron is not actually being the one involved in it, he's the one who's telling them to do it, But Aaron is a descendant of Levi. And Levi was one of the antagonists of Mechiras Yosef. He was one who was directly involved in Mechiras Yosef. Gam tzarich lahavin b'divrei hasifra, kiven she'ikar hachet b'mechiras Yosef etzam ha'mechira masha mechru. What exactly was the chet? The chet was they actually sold him. Aval masha shachtu sirizim, but the fact that they slaughtered a goat, the slaughtering of the goat was something ancillary. It was something secondary. It had nothing actually to do with the mechira. The mechira was the sin, was what they need to atone for. But the fact that they took the coat and they dipped it in the blood of the goat, they shechted the goat, that was, again, that's not something that's directly the chait. Why does the Medrash here say that the chait was the seirizim, was the goat that they shechted? And because of that, Tziva alzeh lahavi sirizim lechatas, that they're required to bring this goat as a carbon chatas. It was only a detail, it wasn't the main part of the chet. So we begin here, line 41. Says Rav Salat, the Efshel of Arba says, I want to explain to you as follows. When it comes to the Cheder Egel, there's many of the Rishonim have discussed it in great detail. The Ibn Ezra, the Ramban, we come up here to the next column. Kuzari, Shatchilas Kavanasam Lahoisa Avodah Zara. Their original intent was not Avodah Zara. V'shayomru La'egel Shezeh Achshav Nasa Min Izmehem. To think that this calf that they made out of their own jewelry, their own earrings, their own bracelets, that was formed out of that, to say, Eila Elohecha Yisrael Asher Haluchem Eretz Mitzrayim, this is the God who brought us up from Egypt, that wasn't their intent. They understood that. Ella, Shekavanasam Hoysal Lasos Eza Demus Mechushe Shasham Yishra Kadosh Baruch Hishkinaso. They wanted to make some type of figure, of form, of something that they could personify, if that's the correct word, where HaKadosh Baruch Hu would be able to put his Shechina. Ve'el HaShechina asher besocho yechavnu es avodasam. Moshe left. Moshe was their leader. He was the intermediary between them and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But now, apparently, Moshe is gone. Moshe is not coming back. That was their miscalculation. Moshe's gone. So now they're panicking. What are we going to do? Who's going to be our intermediary? So they created this Egel, not to worship the Egel, but that the Shechina of HaKadosh Baruch Hu should come onto this form, this creation that they made, and they would worship Hashem. But that's how they would personify HaKadosh Baruch Hu's Shechina. Okay, not to deify it in and of itself, but to use that as an intermediary. Okay, Vizel Lashon HaKuzari, then Rav Salant quotes the Kuzari, where he says, we don't want, they wanted to have some type of object to worship. They didn't want to say that it was this was who took him out of Mitzrayim. This was the God, quote unquote, that took him out of Mitzrayim. That there would be something that they would be able to imagine, an image that they could have in their mind. The chet, their sin, was in the manufacture of an image which was prohibited to them, and to attribute divine attributes to something that they made themselves, and without any commandment from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They didn't want to say this is God. We still believe in Hashem, but we need something to be an intermediary. And that was their chet, says the Kuzari and others as well. They didn't want to step away from serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They wanted to try to enhance it, give it something that made it more meaningful to them. Bisham, and later on he says, the Kuzari says, Ki eina adam magia eliki el b'davar eloki. The only way to achieve something godlike, something divine, is with something divine. Rotza lomar, and the Kuzari says, this was the chait, b'maseh sheyitzabem elokim. It has to be something that God himself commanded. Ad kan. The Doma Lezeh Kasav Ibn Ezra, Parsha Kisisa, Ramban Sham Kasav Shekavanas Haisa Lasos Manig Umanahel Sheyi Elahem B'Makom Moshe Moradarka. They wanted to have a leader, somebody who would direct them, who would be in place of Moshe Moradarkam, to guide them. But it wasn't to replace Chas v'Shalom, another god. It was someone who again would be an intermediary, a leader for them. Ayin Sham Midvara. B'chol ofan, nevertheless, here comes Rabbi Salan's pshat. Even though what they thought they were doing was proper, but what they did was on their own, and as he quotes the Kuzari, birtzonam, through their own will, mibli mitzvahs elokim, without being commanded. Chatu bazeh chata gedola. That was the sin. The nistavav mizeh shachelik min toach avodah mamash. And what occurred, the effect of this, was that there were Jews who actually worshipped this Egel. Not as an intermediary, but actually felt that this was an avodah zarah. But what should Klal Yisrael have done when Moshe Rabbeinu didn't come down punctually, or what they thought would be punctually? When they looked at their watches and they said that Moshe Rabbeinu should have been here already. Now they miscalculated, but they thought that Moshe should have been down the mountain already. So what should they have done? So im hayu nosim panim l'gdolei hador, v'hayu shomim la'atzas hazakenim Aaron v'chur. They should have turned to their leaders, Aaron and Hur, and said, and they asked, what should we do now? Ukemoshe amar lehem Moshe ba'alos alahar, as Moshe's instructions were. The Torah says in Parshas Mishpatim, where the Torah tells us that Moshe ascended the mountain, what does it say? V'nei Aaron v'chur imachem mibal dvarim yikash alehem. Moshe Rabbeinu specifically said, I'm leaving you, Aaron and Hur. Anybody who has an issue, you go to them. Mibal dvarim yigash alehem. They should have done that. And if they would have done that, az lo hayu bom lavon hanora hazeh, they wouldn't have come to this terrible sin. V'lo od ela Hur she'amad kenegdam umicha behem shelo yehanu lasos ma'aseh zeh hargu. Not only did they not approach Aaron and Hur, but when Hur objected to what they were doing, they killed him. Ukeshara Aaron harigaso shel Hur, and when Aaron saw that Hur was murdered, pachat shelo yargu gamoso. He was worried, he was afraid, understandably, that they shouldn't kill him as well. V'oz yikayim bahem, and to be mekayim, the pasuk in Tanakh, im yehari b'mikdash Hashem kohen v'navi, that they would be kill in the mikdash, in the Mishkan, a kohen and a navi on the same day. V'lo yeh lahem chas v'shalom takana la'olam. And if that would have happened, that they would have been gone forever. Umutav, Aaron says, as the Gemara in Sanhedrin tells us, sheyasu egel dehavelu takana b'tshuva. Let them do the egel, so under those circumstances they would be able to do tshuva. But if they would have killed Aaron as well as Hur, there would have been no opportunity for tshuva. U'kamua kol zeh b'Gemara Sanhedrin dav zayin amar aleph Rashi Sham. Look at that Gemara. Nimtza. What was the cause of the Chet HaEgel? What was the cause of the Chet HaEgel? Nimtza shebeglal zeh shelo hischashvu im datam shel hazakenim ugdolei hador, because they didn't ask the elders, they didn't ask the people in charge, they didn't ask the people who they should have asked. There was a problem, there was a dilemma. Moshe's not here. What are we going to do? We need someone to replace Moshe. Oh, it's a good question. Let's go ask Aaron. Let's go ask Hur. Let's go ask somebody. What should we do in such a circumstance? And Aaron would have said, well, you miscalculated. Your time is off. Or Moshe's coming. We'll figure something out. Whatever Aaron would have said, which probably would have been that Moshe's coming. But they didn't. They took matters into their own hand. And that's why they came to this sin, and that was the reason of the chait. The chait was they didn't ask Aaron. They didn't ask the leaders. Vihine, keep that in mind now. Think about it. That was exactly what went wrong in Mechiras Yosef. That was exactly the problem with Mechiras Yosef. Why? They thought they were doing the proper thing. Rashi Zal, as Rashi himself says in Chumash, in Parshas Vayeshev, Midrash Chazal, pasuk Nelcha Doisano, in the pasuk that says, let's go to Dosan, Levakesh Lecha Nichle Dasa Sheyemosach Behem. We're going to find reasons that we have to kill him. We have to find some type of excuse, or not excuse, but actual reasoning to get rid of Yosef. We're going to kill him, but we're not going to just murder him because we don't like him. He's chayav misa min hadin. Why? Let's stick the dogs on him. Why are you going to stick the dogs on him? Because he was a Baal Lashon Hara. He was saying Lashon Hara about the brothers back to Yaakov. Shalze Amru Chazal, as the Gemara says in Psachim, Kol Mesaper Lashon Hara Roy Lashichel Klaver. Anybody who speaks Lashon Hara should be thrown to the dogs. And he's a rodef. He's trying to get us in trouble. He's trying to do bad things to us. He's a rodef. We have to take care of him. They thought that he was trying to discredit them in the eyes of their father Yaakov, and therefore, Kimosha asa Avram liYitzchak v'chein asa Yitzchak liYaakov shemasar es birkas Avram liYaakov v'dacha es Esav. What happened? Avraham had two sons. Yishmael was pushed to the side, and Yitzchak was the one who carried on the legacy. Yitzchak had two sons, Esav and Yaakov. Esav was pushed to the side, and only Yaakov carried on the legacy of Yitzchak. The brothers were afraid that Yaakov was going to push them aside and have Yosef be the one to carry on the legacy. They felt that was what he was doing. He was being malshin. He was saying Lashon Hara about them and saying things that Yosef felt they were doing wrong, telling Yaakov, thereby causing Yaakov to suspect, maybe they don't deserve to carry on the legacy of Avraham Yitzchak, and maybe only Yosef will. K'moshe Kasu calls out Mefarshim. Or he was a Mori b'Malchus because he wasn't from Shevet Yehuda. He wanted to be the king over them, and he didn't deserve to be the king. He wasn't from Shevet Yehuda. Whatever the reason they came to, it just wasn't stam sibling rivalry, that they didn't like him and they were jealous of him. They thought that he was a person who deserved what he got. He was doing the wrong thing for the future of Klal Yisrael. Ulam, even though they thought they were justified in doing what they did, but what was their sin? Exactly like the Egel. They came to this decision on their own. They didn't ask the Gedolim. They didn't ask the people that they should have asked. V'avi avihem Yitzchak, shehaya adayin chai. Yet Yitzchak was still alive. Come to Yitzchak and say, Zaidi, we have a problem. Are we right or are we wrong? Come to Yaakov. Say, Tati, we have a problem. Are we right or are we wrong? Yosef is doing this. What's going on here? Oh, and if you think that maybe they're no B'davar, maybe Yitzchak and Yaakov might be too close and can't be objective, or go to the Beis Din that was famous at that time, that their grandmother Rivka went to, the Beis Din of Shem Ve'ever. That was the supreme Beis Din at the time. V'lishol mitam ma lasos bedino or ladun lifneihem. What should we do? Let's bring Yosef to a judgment, or let's bring our taina to them and see what to do. But don't come to a decision on your own without asking the elders, without asking those that might have some wisdom here. And not only did they not ask, but in order to cover up what they did, not only did they not ask, they did something on their own, and then what did they do? They shechted a goat, and they dipped his coat in blood. He was ripped apart by a wild beast. And that was their sin. The Mechira, according to the Ber Yosef, might have been secondary. The main sin was, what did they not do? They didn't ask Yaakov. We have an issue, we have a problem, give us hadracha, give us advice. What should we do? Are we doing the right thing or the wrong thing? That they covered up, that they hid, and on that they needed kapara. V'hinei achshav, we're here on line 12. V'hinei achshav kishikimu es hamishkan. Now that we're establishing the Mishkan, ubavo lahakriv karbanos lachaper alav on egel, and one of the first things we have to do as the Mishkan is being inaugurated is to do kapara on the Cheda Egel. Lefia Amar he sibas chetam be'eva mashlo ischashvu im atzas as kenim gdole hamorim ba'am, and we said that the reason that they sinned in the Cheda Egel initially is because they didn't ask the Zakenim and the leaders of the nation, Aaron and Hur amongst them. So now we're going to bring the similar sin that occurred with their grandparents, Mechiras Aviem, when they sold Achayim, when they sold their brother. Without asking. Doing something on your own without asking. That's the Aveira. Uke'es, and at this moment, at this moment, they need to bring kapara on both of them. Heina Maisa Egel Shel Achshav, the Egel of this moment, the Heina Mechiras Yosef Shelifnim, and the Mechiras Yosef of the previous generations, Sheba Bechina Zu Shorish Echad Lahem, because they have one common denominator. Lishteyim Hayutzrichim Me'en Kaparachas, and they need one kapara. They both are a result of not asking those that might know better. Ulam, says the Ber Yosef, he continues. Kol zeh hayashayich rach legabe Yisrael. Asher legabe hishtav b'chetam b'asiyas egel and chetam shal shvatim b'mechiras Yosef. So that applies to Klal Yisrael, where we're equating the mechiras Yosef and the egel. Okay, they both were involved in it. Aval chetam shal Aaron b'masha asa egel. But the fact that Aaron did the egel, in his involvement in the Egel was not because he didn't ask anybody. On the contrary, Hare lo asumi datu mitzano. He was forced to do it. Ki im haya muchrach lazal yidei ha'am. He was forced by the nation to actually do it in order to save his life, as we discussed moments ago. Shaya choshesh pen yargu gam oso k'mo shargu es Chur, because he was afraid that they're going to kill him like they killed Chur. V'oz lo yeh lahem takana chas v'shalom takana olam. And they wouldn't be able to do any tshuva if they killed Chur and Aaron on the same day. Im kain lo haya alav shum chet v'avan b'v'china zu b'mesh lo shama v'lo shal l'das mishagav mimenu. He was not guilty because of not asking those in charge. He was guilty, as it was by everybody else. Their chait was they didn't ask. That wasn't Aaron's chait. The carbon kapara shalo loba elarak ma'aseh egel shesof sof nasa yodo. His involvement in the egel was the egel itself, that it occurred because of what he did. Aval klape Aaron lo haya shum kan shum makom sheis ora love ata inyan achet shel mechiras Yosef. But he has no connection to the mechiras Yosef aspect of what's going on right now. That by Klal Yisrael had nothing to do with Aaron. He was forced into the situation. It wasn't because he didn't ask. They didn't ask, they have to bring kapara. The mechiras Yosef, they didn't ask, they have to bring kapara. And that's the medrash that we began with from the Ramban. Why do they have to bring more than Aaron? That's the pshat, very simple. They had something at beginning and the end. They started off way back at the beginning was Mechiras Yosef, the Sirizim, by shechting the goat to dip the blood to dip the coat into the blood in order to show Yaakov. And at the end, they made an egel. So the goat that they're bringing as a korban will come to be mechaper on the sirizim. Look how the medrash is very clear. It doesn't say anything about mechira, the mechiras Yosef. It says that they shechted a sirizim. Mishum, why? Here on line 50, the Al Yadei Maisazeh Shashachtu Sirizim Hispaleit Beyoser Ech Shayim Misyarim Mefachtim Aviyam Al Maisa Mechira. They were scared about the Mechira that they did from their father. They knew they should have asked, or they had to come up with something that their Mechira was not right. What they did to Yosef wasn't appropriate. Why don't you just come out and say, we sold him? He doesn't belong yet. No, we have to come up with some ruse. We have to come up with something else. They knew that Yaakov would be angry in what they did. They had to come up with some ruse that they did the right thing. So they came up with this shechting of the goat to dip it into the blood. And the mechira was just something else. That's what the Medrash says. At the end, they made an egel, and so this egel that we're bringing today on the day of inauguration and the Yom HaShmini will be mechaper and the Masa egel. Hainu shegam cheta egel hayam ein bechinazu. That the cheta egel should be similar. Ushnehem mimin kishlon v'chet echad, because they both have the same, as we said before, common denominator. That both come from the same chet. Aval al Aaron ein alav rak masha sof sof nasa egel ayado. But on Aaron, as we said before, the egel happened because of him. He has to do kapara because of his involvement in it, but not the same way they were involved in it. Aval lo haya l'masei shum shaychus v'keshem b'chinas ma'isa achet shal mechiras Yosef l'chein lo haya tzarich kan l'kaparosa sirizim. Now we go back to our original question. Why were the Zakanim involved here? What did they come for? When we're bringing a carbon for kapara, we asked before, what did the Zakanim have to do here? Are they just standing to watch? So Rashi said they're standing to watch because we want to show that it was done al pi Hashem. Oh, says Rav Yosef Salant, no, they have to be there. You know why? We're having a kapara on what they did, and the Zakanim have to be here. Kedei lahoros, to teach us. Lahem shakol dava v'dava mechrachim lasos rak l'fnei hazakanim. You have to do everything in front of the Zakanim. You have to ask Rishus. The Zakanim are the ones with the wisdom, with the knowledge, with the experience. So you have an issue, you have to bring it to the Zakanim. Kedei lahoros, it's ordered to teach us. We're here at the end of line 69. Shakol davar v'davar mechrachim lasos rak l'fnei hazakanim. Things have to be done in front of the Zakanim. We don't hide things from our Zakanim. We do it in front of them. Standing in front of them with their advice, with their hadracha, with their blessings. That's the medrash that Rabbi Akiva said. Nimshlu Yisrael la'of, ma'of azeinu porech b'lo knafayim, kach Yisrael einim yicholam lasos dovar chutz mizikneim. Just as Klal Yisrael is compared to a bird who can't fly without his wings, Klal Yisrael can't do anything without its zikanim. Himshel osam la'of, kishu rotza lefroch las lamala. We're compared to an oaf who wants to fly, to ascend, to go to great heights. Shasarchu l'knaf of dafka. That's when he uses his wings to soar. Kach Yisrael. Similarly, Klal Yisrael. When Klal Yisrael wants to ascend, wants to soar, wants to get to great heights, and you want to achieve great things in Ruchnius and Avodas Hashem, and your kavana is l'shem shamayim, as the original intent of the egel was, they have to do it with the help, the advice, the blessings of the Zakanim. And that's why they're saying to Aaron that he's the one who has to command them to bring the korban. And Moshe doesn't tell them himself. They should have come to Aaron in the first place. They didn't come to Aaron. They bypassed him. So Aaron has to be the one to tell them you have to bring the korban because you should have listened to me in the first place. This is the midah keneged midah. You want to do tshuva, you listen to me. You should have listened to me in the first place. Now all the questions are answered. Why Moshe called the Zakanim? Gam Masha Amar Aaron Shehu Yitzave Es Yisrael. Gam Masha Amar Aaron Shehu Yitzave Es Yisrael Alavos HaKarbanos. That Aaron is the one who has to tell them about the Karbanos. Gam Tama Kapar B'Sirizim Ala Sirizim Shechatu Lahavi. And now the kapara of the goat, which is being mechaper on the goat that they shechted for Yaakov after the Mechira. Everything has the same reason, that we have to understand the shorish of the chait. The reason of the chait, kadesha yashuvu al zeh, they should do tshuva on that, v'yischartu ala avar, and they should have regret on the past, v'yakablu l'taken midosam zos ala haba. And in the future, they'll know that when you have an issue, and there are always issues that come up, asu kaparasum shlema. They'll ask, and that'll be a true kapara. And interestingly enough, what happens immediately following this event of kapara on the 8th day of the Mishkan? What is the next event that occurs in Parsha Shmini? The death of Nadav and Avihu. Listen to this. Ulefi mashin isbar yuvan gamkein masha amar Moshe la'Aaron hu asher diber Hashem leimor bekrovai hakadosh v'al pnei kol ha'amek kaved. That's what happens after Nadav and Avihu are killed. Moshe Rabbeinu says, Hu asher diber Hashem lemor. This is what Hashem said. The Krovaya Kadesh. I will be sanctified with those that are close to me. The Alpanei Kala Omek Kaved, and I will have honor but in front of the entire nation. V'amr Zeb Gemara, the Gemara in Zvachim says, Torah's Kohanim, the Medrash says, V'huva Kam Rashi, Rashi quotes it here, Shezeu Mash Amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu Moshe, that's what the pshat was in the pasuk that was said back in Parshas Tetzaveh. V'no adati shamal b'nei Yisrael v'nikdash b'chvodi. I will be sanctified with my honor. And the Gemara says, the Medrash says, Al turkei b'chvodi, not with my honor, ela b'mechubadai, but those who give me honor. Omar le Moshe la'Aaron. Moshe says to Aaron, Aaron achai, Aaron my brother, Yodea ha'yisish yiskadesh habayis b'miyudav shel makom. I know that the house would have been sanctified with those that are designated and the special ones of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. L'chor yesh l'sbonein, lama baz be'emes asa Hashem kacha b'hakamas ha'mishkan v'chinucho yera davar kazeh sheyemusu shnei gedolei Yisrael be'ez simchas libam shel Yisrael. He says, we have to understand why, in truth, that Hashem, in this joyous moment at the establishment of the Mishkan and its inauguration, that this event happened, that two of the Gedolei Yisrael, Nadav and Avihu, will be killed at the time of the great Simcha of the Jewish people. V'hinei, b'Torah's Kohanim Amru. What does the Medrash tell us about what happened? Listen to what the Be'er Yosef says. The Yikru b'nei Aaron, af heim b'simchasam. The b'nei Aaron took, they were also extremely joyful. Kevan sharu eish chadasha, amdu lahosiv ava lava. When they saw the new fire emerge, they wanted to show their love and their joy. The Yikru and kicha l'simcha. Nadav and Avihu matam loma b'nei Aaron, shelo cholku kavod la'Aaron, Nadav and Avihu lo natlu eitzami Moshe ad kan. They didn't give cover to Aaron, they didn't ask Moshe. What's the pshat? Listen to the Be'er Yosef. Hainu, misimchasam sharoas ha'esh yoredes min hashamayim. In the great simcha that they saw, that the fire descended from heaven, Bara bekirban avas Hashem, their love of Hashem, just what it was ignited. Because of their great desire and attachment to come close to Hashem and to do HaKadosh Baruch Hu's service. They didn't say, Aaron or Moshe, you go ahead and do it. They said, we want to do this ourselves. And what happened at that exact day, on the day of the inauguration of the Mishkan, we had to have a korban that was coming for the purpose of being mechaper on the egel. Neged Ritzon Zikneim K'mavur La'el, and the egel was only because they did it on their own without asking the Zikanim. The Khan, and exactly here the exact same thing happened. Nadav Avihu Chazu Achshav Gamkin L'Shkaga Me'ein Zeh. Exactly the same Avera. Lasos Davar B'Lishelas V'Eitzas Azikanim Moshe V'Aaron. They wanted to show their love for Hashem. So what do? You got to come to Moshe, you got to come to Aaron and say, either you do it or could we do it? What could we do to show our great desire to come close to Hashem? Ask Moshe, ask Aaron. They'll give you an answer. But they didn't. On their own, they said, this is what we want to do. Nimtza, line 131. Shebe'ez hatikun, at the time that we're coming to fix up that terrible sin, which began with Mechiras Yosef, or really the shechting of the Sirizim, because we didn't ask Yaakov or Yitzchak or Shem Ve'ever, and the Egel, because we didn't ask Aaron V'chur. At the time that we're coming to atone for that exact sin, Nasa Shuv Me'enos HaKilko, the exact same thing happened. That's why this terrible thing happened, and they were punished on the spot, immediately. And that's how the Shem Shemayim was sanctified. She'ela Shnei Gedolei Yisrael Hashem Merov Kedushasam Avasam Shukasam Liskarav Lashem. They didn't have, their sin was their desire to come close to Hashem. She'asru avodas hakodesh hachaviva beyoser. They wanted to do the avoda that was so dear to Hashem. Shehi Taras HaKtoras, the Ktoras, which is the most endearing avoda in the Beis Hamikdash. V'av she'asu lefi halacha. We know the halach is that even though there's an eish min hashamayim, we're allowed to add fire to it. But they didn't ask Moshe and Aaron. And everybody became unbelievably fearful because of this. From those that have been sanctified. When HaKadosh Baruch Hu does a din with those that are close to him, everybody becomes fearful. And this is a lesson that anybody, the greatest people, have to ask those that are above them. And get their haskama. And that is how HaKadosh Baruch Hu sanctified the Mishkan with these holy Jews, not of an aviyu. At the time that they brought these karbanos to be machaper on the egel, and the reasons that the egel occurred, how dangerous it is to do something. Even if you have the proper kavana, even if you have the proper intent, you want to serve Hashem, but you got to ask. You want to have an intermediary. Maybe Moshe's not coming back, so we have to ask. Maybe Yosef isn't doing the right thing, but you got to ask. If it doesn't come directly from Hashem telling you what you should do, or beli atzas zekanim, without the advice of zekanim, v'chol Yisrael yishmu v'yiru v'lo yosifu lasos davar beli das v'ara ziknei hador. People should never ever do anything without asking the ziknei hador. And that's the only time that the tshuva will be shlema and the kapara will be gemura. That is an unbelievable piece from the Ber Yosef. Very briefly, let's just do one more thing. At the end of the parsha, we have the section of kashrus, and there's a Gemara that says in Maseches Chulin, where the Torah tells us that the signs of a kosher animal are the split hooves and chewing its cud, and the Gemara there lists for us the animals that have one siman or another. And the Gemara says, as a gamal, Tana de Rabbi Yishmael. Gemara in Chulin says, Shalit ba'alomo, the one who runs the world, the Ribono Shalom, Yodea knows, she'en lecha davar mala gera v'tamei imo ela gamal. There is no animal in the Bria, in the creation, that chews its cud, but it doesn't have split hooves, and it's tamei, except the camel. Lefirach paraba kasavu. That's why the Torah specifies it. Now, if you look up that Gemara, you'll see that Rashi says, "V'lav dafka gamal levad." Not only this, we're reading now the Torah Tamima on this Gemara, based on the pasuk, but I'm going to show you what the Torah Tamima says. But first, he quotes Rashi: "V'lav dafka gamal levad el kol ha'anei hatmeim dechashavimo." The other impure animals that are listed: the shafan v'arneves, the animals that are known as shafan v'arneves, the hare, the rabbit, the hashasua, but parshas rei, and the animal called the shasua and parshas rei, whatever that animal is. We're not going to get into that now. But those are the animals that the Torah says chew its cud, but don't have split hooves. Uperish Rashi, and Rashi here in the Gemara says, you don't have to think that there's any other animal that has that chews its cud. Any other animal that chews its cud is a tahar animal. Ad kan l'shono. Says the Torah Tamima, it's apparently all redundant. Who would think that we're going to add in what the Torah says is tameh? In other words, the Torah gave us a list. We think that that's it. Who would think that we would add any more? Says the Torah Tamima, a very important yesod, which is something that I think everybody should really think about. Lule perish Rashi, without perish Rashi, without this that Rashi said, Efshel afarish kavanas hadoresh, lodia bezem malas haTorah, to show the greatness of the Torah. Shemitocha nikar nisinasa mipi agvur b'koach elokei mimal. That you see that the Torah was given from the Ribono Shel Olam, the creator of heaven and earth. Ki adam basar v'adam, because a human being, I efshel lahachlit sharak ela simaneim kain v'lo zulasa. Which human being in their right mind could make that statement to say that the only animals that chew its cud but don't have split hooves are these, and there's no other animal in the Bria like that? If the Torah was written by a man, so how do we know that we won't come up and find some species someplace, way off the beaten path that might chew its cud and doesn't have split hooves? Why only those that are listed in the Torah? Ki adam basar v'adam, a human being, to make that decision. Sharak ela simanehem kain, that only these with the simanim are as we said, v'lo zulasam, and no other species at all. Ki ulai nimtzam al eretz rabba, maybe they're found someplace far away. Od bruim b'simanim ela kamal b'gamal v'shafan v'arnevas v'chazer. Maybe we'll find these animals someplace else. And maybe somebody will come in the future and say, yeah, we did find it. Only the Ribono Shel Olam, who created heaven and earth, who created all animals, who created all species. He's the only one who could make that statement. That in reality, the only ones that are mentioned here with these simanim, kasher be'emes anu roem me'az nitna Torah lamatzu ha'torim v'achokim od minim, and we know that they've never found species connected what the Torah says. V'hein heim niflos tamim deyam misuglaso toraso, and that is part of the beauty of the Torah. The Gemara itself makes a statement and says, from here we see the Torah's min hashamayim, because you see that only the Ribono Shel Olam could make a statement like that. So we had an absolutely magnificent thought from the Ber Yosef about what the chet of Nadav and Avihu was, why they're bringing the Sirizim to be mechaper on the Egel, to be mechaper on Mechiras Yosef, because they didn't ask their Zakanim, they didn't ask the elders, they didn't ask what they were doing, and that's coming to be mechaper on that, and that was the chet of Nadav and Avihu. And we have this idea of the Torah Tamima, that the laws of kashrus, how the Torah words it, shows us the Torah's min hashamayim. Have a good Shabbos.